Welcome to On Location. This edition, the Renaissance Pleasure Faire. My name is Fabie Combs and I'll be your host today. For Pleasure Faire soon doth start. Let us now go into the 16th century. Master Kevin Patterson, I'd like to toast you on this fine event of the Renaissance Pleasure Faire.
Yes, we'll raise a toast to Pleasure Faire and to Her Majesty the Queen.
Yes,
Huzzah.
indeed, huzzah.
Good, the English ale.
Ah, yes, indeed. Please tell me about the beginning of the early days of the 16th century at the Pleasure Faire. Tell me how it incepted.
Indeed. Well, the Renaissance Pleasure Faire is a wondrous escape into the 16th century, and it did begin some 31 years ago, good lady.
My!
In the shire of North Hollywood, yay.
Oh, yay.
It did grow. It's celebrated by the arrival of Her Majesty the Queen.
Yeah.
Sir Walter Raleigh, all do hail from the great overstay.
There shall be no taxation. 5. By those who come for the very first time. Virgin. Those seeking the Baptist picnic.
So have your boar's head, have it now. Aye, sir, the finest, sweetest swine in all the shire.
Tell me, I know that you are Puritans. Can you tell me the story that you're conveying here at the fair?
That sin is everywhere. It's all about us. We're walking about trying to get all of these sinners to go home. No more sinning. He's running around here naked.
Yes.
This is the most sinful place that I have ever been to.
And he's been to a lot of sinful places.
Yes. So he knows.
Yes, he's an expert.
When he speaks.
Yeah.
Well, some of you ladies.
I would say that there is so much sin in this shire, it gives me gas.
again. Sunday, will you?
You can imagine this day.
Oh, excellent. Any desire for some tickets? Well, now, sir.
Hard to say.
Come on, come on.
Careful there, yes.
I have the pleasure now of speaking to Master William Shakespeare.
How do you, lady?
I really enjoy being here with you today,
Excellent. Well,
and I especially enjoyed some of your plays. Romeo and Juliet is a favorite of mine.
is it?
What inspired you?
Actually, a bad Italian novel. A lot of the characters, a few of the characters anyway, were in it, and it had a happy ending. It was a terrible piece of work, actually. But we took it and made it and molded it, and it seems to be a real slice of life.
Yes.
Is it not?
Macbeth was a very good one as well.
Indeed, an interesting story of that. That's an excellent story that was taken from the Chronicles of Hollingshed, actual history of the period. But the thing about it was Macbeth killed the rightful King Duncan and then lived happily for 19 years after that. Because you see, all of the Scottish lords hated the weak King Duncan, and they were happy when a goodly, strong fellow took it over. But of course, we can't have the rightful overthrow of kings in my plays. The Queen wouldn't like that very much, you see. So
Of course not.
Had to change it.
And we must keep the Queen happy.
Well, since I have such inspiration here,
Yes.
let me see. How about something on the nature of true love?
Yes. That is very hard to find.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Especially these days,
Yes.
is it not?
Is it not?
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. For love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempests and is ne'er shaken. It is the star for every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come.
Hey, Chief said I didn't have
Toss
to...
that and kill somebody.
Well, break a bone. Chief
Whoa.
said after I made that and showed it to him that I didn't have to wear a steel helmet and battle. This would do. And then they gave me the name to go with it.
Iron bonnet. Tell me what you're making.
I'm crocheting a carrying strap from a pouch over there that I carry extra stuff in. Big things if I have to carry them around. So I'm making a thick part right now that'll go over my shoulder.
How long does it take?
Till I'm done.
That's a long time.
Sometimes sometimes not so long. It just depends on what else I'm called to do.
Is this your yarn holder over here? I thought you meant hay. Well, I can tell.
Well, I come over here and that keeps him from getting killed when the chief sees him sleeping because there's somebody here awake.
Ah, so you're kind of guarding him as he guards the entrance? Ah, sounds good.
If somebody unfriendly comes along, then I'll nudge him and he'll take care of him so I don't have to interrupt my work.
And I'm surrounded by men getting ready for battle. Your name?
Manan Mor McCohen, man of Glendale.
Yes, and how do you prepare for battle?
Well, I grab a sharp object and I flail it around in different directions.
Sharp, huh? Yes. And you, my sir, what do you do? How do you prepare?
I'd say that I recount the times that I've run throws through.
and cleaved them in two. And I think back to the Battle of Arnak-Merkin. Granted, the enemy slept through that one, but it was still a grand battle.
My target is on my left hand, and I would carry my dirk like so I can bring him up and skewer him through and come on over.
They don't have a chance.
Not a chance at all. Aye. Now this is called a Jedard staff. You have with you the advantages of the quarter staff, like so, with a blade, edge, and a point to run them through.
It goes close and personal.
Aye. And that's what this is, the multi-purpose weapon.
Well, I bid you all good luck on your battle this afternoon. Sir Francis Drake, so nice of you to take your busy time today to talk to me and to bring the people in the 20th century a little bit of background of some of the things that you do in the service of the Queen. Tell me what type of things you do for the Queen.
Well, of course, on a very fair day such as this, we will be called to an account by the Queen when she comes at 3 o'clock upon the great lake in a flower-filled barge, and she will have questions of our trip to the New World, our sailing around the very globe, and the treasure we brought home of 26 tons of silver, 800 pounds of gold, and a claim on that New World, California.
Wonderful.
It still is an English land, is it not, California?
Yes. What an honor that was.
It is indeed. It is an honor for a lovely woman that can be damed, or a gentleman that can be knighted as well. Sir Walter Raleigh has been knighted for his adventures to the New World. It is a time of great exploration and adventure.
The Queen must be very pleased at the findings that you bring her.
As any lovely lady would be pleased with 26 tons of silver, 800 pounds of gold.
Indeed. Oh, indeed. Sir Francis, could you take your helmet off and let the people see what a stout man you are?
A stout indeed, and this very greenery this day would be the field sign to show which side of the battle you are upon. You would wear such foliage to show your allegiance that day. Would you hold this for a moment?
Yes.
And of course, Mary, my lady, a good sword here.
Yes.
To the every side.
That is a dear friend.
Indeed, indeed. Done by one of our good blacksmiths here at the fair, sharpened to each edge and to the point as well. But not as dangerous as a woman with good teeth.
You must joust. I will see you later at the Royal Joust.
Indeed, indeed. And raise a good cheer for our own bright Elizabeth.
Huzzah.
God save the Queen.
Thank you.
My lady.
Rest on this side are English.
Very refreshing. Oh, that's extra. And I do turn it the other way.
And then I just see all the pickpockets. They could join in the interview.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Lady Fabie.
How good to see you.
And you, fair lady.
Can you tell the people in the 20th century your part in the Renaissance?
Indeed, I may look forward.
What I am doing here this day is the Queen is on royal progress, and I am here with her court. We have just concluded the introductions, and we are about to start the Privy Council. We are going to see the Spanish ambassador this day, and I'm sure we'll have trouble with him.
Oh, yes.
Indeed. I have just arrived from Virginia in the New World, and I myself will present her with many things I have found in the New World. But I have to watch that Francis Drake, for he quite often brings more gifts than me.
Yes, with his treasures of the sea.
Indeed, 'tis problems. He has salvaged more gold and silver than I have.
This is a very weighty matter that must be thoroughly debated and discussed.
Ah, yes, that is a weighty.
Your Majesty, as you know, we of your Privy Council serve you most heartily. And Your Grace, now on to more entertaining matters. Perhaps Your Grace would hear a poem? The King of France! That's the poem!
Order a tavern, he keeps. He's jovial and friendly to all whom he meets.
The foppish French doctor, a man of the sword. He butchers his English with accent most broad.
And his servant Jack Rugby, precise as a clock, knows his master's wishes before they've been thought.
And there's Mr. Squiggly, a gossip by fame, plays one against the other for personal gain.
The Welsh priest, good Sir Hugh, gives holy advice, but catching his meaning takes hearing it twice.
Good Master Payne, be courteous, not formal. Compared to the others, he's really quite normal.
Yes, Your Grace. Your Grace, Master Francis Hollis.
We worked hard into the summer, harder.
Shall carrot tip and purveyor of the future, Mistress Trunky, who bears you greetings with this small present, which I lay at your hand.
There are many who call themselves poets, but true few.
What's that, sir? Before we can work on. You want to pay for a lesson, sir? Yeah, but I only want to do it with balls.
We are now at the Flame Alley, and we're going to learn how this is made by Lady Nancy. Lady Nancy, take it away.
Indeed, this is a sand-cast precious beverage vessel, a shot glass to most, and indeed it is cast in sand in a two-part casting with a core of sand, so the pattern is packed on a blank, and the pattern that you see upon it, the lion there, is carved into the sand with an impression tool.
With the three-sided design, it opens up the ring and then creates a gaping three-sided hole and doesn't stop bleeding naturally.
They're fully guaranteed. This is one we use for action.
If you want to go home and read your copy of the Geneva Convention,
this one has taken 38 copies.
Mistress Mary, tell me about your works of art here.
Oh, I do the traditional English basketry all the day here at the fair. I use many different types of vines and vessels that grow all over this lord's property. He has many fine grapevines and other type of things that I do clear away and then prepare them into me fine baskets.
Indeed.
Yeah.
How do you get them to bend?
Oh, I do soak them well. I have myself a fine water place right here. And it does make them soft and flexible. Some things...
Large pieces.
Oh, yay. Some things take longer than other. Now, a fine piece of grapevine would take a good week to make well soft. It does get very hard indeed.
How long would it take to make such a basket?
That one, I would say it would take me mayhap an hour to do.
Half an hour?
Nay, an hour.
This is a working tool.
Yes.
And I came across a working tool.
Wonderful.
So that is how they came about.
So let me show the certificate.
Right.
How high is it anyway? It looks like a long ways down. Amanda, do you know how to ride? Well, golly. Do you enjoy the fair as much as I do today?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 10.
Great.
I just stand there and
Looming large on her horizon. Oh, that would do well. Oh, I heard. Oh, you want to be careful one of it. That's the one that's been made. This is the 5th set of sheep.
Sharpen this day. Shearing right here next to you. 3 wheels and we have the loom going.
I like to make paintings. This is my painting of the entire shire. This is I have created a setting here in which to put my little people on there. And you see, I have this magic brush. It has little bitty people in the brush. And as I paint on the... I am making now with the...
You gonna come back again next year? Is this an annual thing?
Every year.
Well, tell the people in the 20th century to come to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair.
come to the fair.
Come on. Eat, drink, and be merry. We've had a fine time at the fair today. There are so many wonderful things to see. There's fine crafts, fine food, wondrous stories to be told, wondrous nobles to see. Come down to the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in Glen Helen Regional Park. This is Fabie Combs saying, hope to see you on location.